I just have one question for you, Peggy. Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you do this? Hello, everyone. Daniel Parton. Dan Will Review. I will review. Dan Will Review is the new channel name. I had to fix that up for reasons. I'm not going to get too much into that. We're going to be talking about the new JPEGMAFIA long play LP. It's LP. JPEGMAFIA, Baltimore rapper, producer, singer, and jack of all trades, know-it-all, does everything. He does every single thing in the album making process. Impressive, right? He has returned with a full-length record, and it comes a couple of years after his last full-length record, All My Heroes Are Cornballs. And that came like a year after his breakout record, Veteran. Now, Piggy's music is, it's not for the faint of heart. Lots of confrontational bars, really jittery, wild, difficult to pin down beats as well. Influences that range from hardcore hip-hop, industrial music, noise music, R&B and pop music, vaporwave. It's hard not to be, blown away when listening to his music, I suppose. Now, I love Veteran. I love Cornballs. Both fantastic records. They're both really wild and off-kilter and creative and I'm going to be discussing this new record, this new one over here, sort of within the context of those two records and also kind of as its own standalone project as well. Without further ado, let's do it. Bazinga. To start off with, I'm going to talk about two singles that landed on this record, Cutie Pie and Bold. The former containing this like 90s boom bap beat, a really intrusive bass line, and some sick flows from Piggy. Like the dude hits a pocket and just coasts. He just coasts. And it kind of morphs into like this vocoder outro with like some more vaporwave influences, which will pop up on this record. It's really, really cool track. Short, sweet, sharp, banger. Song Bald is this banger trap beat with this really ethereal lead melody. It kind of sounds like a Need for Speed sample is sitting underneath it as well. Don't judge me on that. And just wall-to-wall charisma. It's another good track. So, already, two songs on this record that I like a lot. The album actually kicks off with the song Trust, which was a lead single to this record. Shuffling skittish percussion and Zelda-esque melodies as well. Lots of chimes and bells and whistles and dings, and it's cute, and it's kind of low-key as well for how celebratory the song feels. Piggy saying on the refrain, I'm feeling good, I'm looking nice. Trust. These horses conniving, I won't even try. Yeah, it's just like a really chill, kind of, I guess, a reflection of where Peggy is at mentally and also just in terms of his confidence as well, especially his confidence as an artist. I kind of want to mention the song, What Kind of Rappin' Is This as a highlight as well. I like the chipmunk soul on this track. There's a lot of bounce to this beat too. It's kind of got a bit of like a trip-hop vibe, that's tight. Some light horns that come in at the end. What kind of rapping is this? It's another track that's sort of shorter in runtime. It's a bit more just like to the point. But having said that, like all of these elements I'm enjoying as well. It seems that Peggy's just, really happy with the position that he's in, and it's kind of reflecting in the sound of this album. This album is just so much more laid back. It's a lot more mature and just, very sure of itself. Yeah, dude knows where he stands. That's good. It's good to know. It's good to see that he's happy where he is. Song Dirty and Nemo kind of remind me of previous eras in Piggy's discography. Dirty reminds me a little bit of like the Cornballs record with some of its vapor hop kind of tendencies. The beat bumps and there's a really cavernous loop that sort of just like, melts its way in with the drums and the bass really nicely. It's a pretty nice, short, sharp little track as well. A lot of nice, short, sharp tracks on this record. The song Nemo has these kind of cute, bleepy, little watery tones and synths as well. It kind of reminds me a bit of Thug Tears off of Veteran.
Smoochie. Meow. Meow.
I love you, Smoochie. It's alright. His name's Smoochie. The song Are You Happy is this really sleek alternative R&B number with some really buttery flows and resonant bass lines as well. Some kind of nasally, sort of organish synth tones. Prominent rapping sample as well. And that's just on the production end of things. Damn has this really prolonged sort of intro with some very aquatic, woozy synth chords, and that's actually the thing about this record, is that it's musically and like aesthetically, it's quite oceanic. And I even see a lyrical theme as well with oceans, with Peggy saying, "Gotta keep swimming till that motherfucking ship leak." And obviously, also water is alluded to in the title of this track. Damn, the song Rebound has more booming beats, a nimble bass groove, more horns, really awesome feature. Who's the feature on this track? JPEGMAFIA. Really? I'm just learning of that name now. Full Metal Jacket rapping, smacking harder than soap in a sock. Oh, them threats be making me hard! More of a Memphis style in this track, like a sort of a horrorcore-ish kind of vibe. And it suits. Another massive highlight on this record for me is the song Sick, Nervous, and Broke. And instrumentally, this is probably the most psychedelic on the record. Multi-phased, of course it is. Super intoxicating melodies, sounds that are just dripping and like melting in the mix as well. Effects and organs and just other keys and synths. And the song kind of comes to this little spoken word interlude, and then we get a really nice ballad outro, like a piano ballad outro with some other female vocals. Might be a close friend of Peggy's or something. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it's actually, it sounds, even though it's kind of lo-fi and it's probably just recorded on a phone or something, it sounds really like kind of ghostly and otherworldly, even just for being what it is, a simple little piano ballad. Damn, Eggy. And I shouldn't forget to mention the song Kissy Face Emoji, which sees Peggy going in a retro and a neo-soul direction. Some seriously lush, gorgeous synths and keys and strings on this thing, and a really awesome chorus as well on this track. Kind of like a controlled chaos moment, and of which there are many on this project, but this one in particular is such a juxtaposition between, like I mentioned, the keys and the strings, and then also the kind of clutter of, percussion and bass and other little bells and whistles and noises and stuff that are added. It's kind of like a mutant version of this particular sound. Synthwave might be the other word that I would use to describe this sound. As far as lowlights on this record go, the song Thoughts Prayer, as much as I respect what's going on here, in terms of style and presentation, I just really don't care at all for the cheesy, grating use of autotune on his vocals. And pitch shifting as well. And something about his singing also sounds just a little bit off, maybe off key. And it's not like his vocals are blended into the instrumental very well either. But the instrumental's fine. The little loop, little like guitar loop or whatever it is that plays through is actually pretty like memorable. But outside of that, and the verses, being probably the most decent and most enjoyable part of the song, it really isn't a favorite, unfortunately. In summary, this album is yet another really fun, really creative, awesome addition to JPEGMAFIA's discography. I may find some of the interludes to be a little bit like filler. I may not be able to get down with all of the sounds and styles presented here, but that is more often the exception than the rule. And I'm really impressed that Peggy is expanding himself into even more unknown territory, even more eclectic sound choices and soundscapes as well. It just seems like no matter what sound or style he tries, Peggy is able to insert himself into it and just make it his own and make it really fascinating and intriguing and layered and dense. Rating this record, it's pretty easy. Feeling a heavy to strong 8 out of 10 on this record. Surprise!
Please let me know what you'd like me to talk about next, and also to like and subscribe, and also hit the bell, and I love you!